Mom. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Art of Learning Self-Love. Today I have Steph and Ashley with me, and today's topic is passion. So my question today is, what is passion? And what are you passionate about?
Who, me?
I'm going to go with you, Ashley. Yes, ma'am. Go. You're ready.
I'm passionate about my motherhood. In the car. Give me a minute. You see I'm on a meeting, right?
I'm passionate about my motherhood. Wait a minute. You see I'm busy. Chill. Isn't that just life right there? So Steph, what are you passionate about?
Passionate about helping people.
I love that.
Myself personally, I am passionate about helping people learn how to love themselves. But
I love
outside
that,
of
Dar.
I am truly passionate about creative arts. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love to create things. I love to write out stuff and build just a world full of my imagination. That is really who I am. And I love building the blueprint with others. That is what I'm really passionate about, is helping it, like you, Steph, in helping, assisting others to their success is like my ultimate plan and my ultimate dream, is making sure that anyone that comes in contact with me finds their way to living a better, healthier, happier, wealthier life. And that's my true passion. I mean, like, I get up every day and I dive deep into that realization every morning. I'm like, how many people am I talking to? Am I making sure that I'm making those connections? Am I actually coaching and mentoring? Am I actually painting and creating? And I am, and that's me living my life full of passion. So what are you doing, Steph, that is your life full of passion right now?
Come on.
Again, what am I doing for?
Get your toys.
Hey, Ashley, go ahead and mute your mic. Thank you.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is what in your life right now, particularly, that you are passionate about? And where is that passion taking you?
Well, it's taking me to a place where in time I will be able to have a community, hopefully, where everybody will help one another, will look out for one another, will spread awareness, and will enjoy one another's company.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is really deep, actually. When you really think about what you just said, I mean, this is taking it to a whole nother level. I mean, and this is every area of life. It's not just one particular primary space. It's just overall. And, being able to dive deeper in life like that is actually just a life full of passion. You're actually living out a life from your heart's desires. And that's beautiful. Miss Ashley, where are you? What is your passion? You said in the beginning was about being motherhood, but what is your passion? What fuels you? What is your fire that makes you, what you really want?
Well, I like to help people too. I like to make people feel good. But I haven't really dug deep into myself because I'm so busy with 4 kids and survival mode and trying to keep up with bills. Like today I got to take Jordan to laundromat, today I got to take Jordan and Jane to their dad's, go check on Miguel. And then I got to go to the laundromat with my mom and my younger ones. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know I get my heart gets so excited when I give people compliments or when I'm around people like, and I made their day or I helped them, like that makes my soul just so happy. But I don't know how to get in tune with that.
Well, it's learning and identifying the things that really give you joy. It's taking the first steps to finding those things that bring you joy and identifying those things. And with the art of learning self-love, you can do that. You know, that is what this class is all about. It's about identifying who you are, what it is that fuels you and gives you
I
that.
also love to sing. And I feel like I'm kind of good at it, but I'm not no like you know, Britney Spears or nothing, but like I feel like I got a good voice. And like when I do sing, I feel like sometimes like it lights my soul on fire. Jazzy's got me on video with the brush. I wanted to beat her, dude. But I was filming for my soul life and cocked
You
my
know what?
leg up.
You pin her and get her in pictures she's not willing to be in too. So she just got you back.
She got me on video.
Got you back.
I was singing in a brush.
So that was part of what actually was one of my other questions is how do we identify what we really want?
Right.
So in that, for myself, while you guys are thinking about that, because I want you guys to have a minute. How do you identify what it is that you really want? What I've done is I sit down is I love a pen and a piece of paper. I like to journal out and chart out the things that I'm doing because it allows me to visualize it. It allows me to bring in the detail, allows me to create the imagination of it so that I can actually, because my mind doesn't know any different, doesn't know whether or not it's right or wrong or real or not. So if my mind is imagining all of these wonderful things while I'm writing it, my mind believes that that's already happening. So I'm going to walk right into that. But, you know, for me to create and identify, it's literally taking and journaling it out what it is so that I can identify. You know, it allows me to see what it is that I need, whether or not it's materials. It allows me to see whether or not it's the emotional place behind it, if I need to deal with something so that I can remove it out of me. So it's no longer sitting and dwelling inside. So say that I get hung up on something because of a paradigm within my mind from a belief system. What I can actually do is write that out and go, oh, well, this is what's blocking me. And I can change this by doing this instead. It allows me to rewrite the program that's going on up here because we learn so much stuff when we're young and it becomes habitual. We don't know any different. So because of that, what do? We got to be able to identify it, look at it, and redirect it. So we can be the one that parents ourselves, you know, lack of better words, is navigating ourselves, parenting ourselves, because a lot of the times we didn't get the nurturing, the love, and the direction that we needed. And why we find ourselves not loving ourselves is because no one taught us how to. So how do we begin to figure that out? And it's taking the steps to actually, you know, choosing to write out what it is you like about yourself, what it is that makes you feel like you're positive and you're passionate and you're happy about it. Like I wrote a poem in regards to I'm passionate, proud, positive, and peach, full of pizzazz, ready to be pink, moving fast in every way because today will be my day. And when things
That's
get really
beautiful.
tough, I'll say that. Or I'll say over, under, around, or through. There ain't nothing this lady can't do because
I know that's right.
I'm going to find a way. And I'm the only one, if I sit with myself and I take in that breath, the very breath of life, and stopping and releasing that breath, I can actually center myself and then begin looking within for my answers. I don't always have to look outside. I can begin looking within. So, Steph, what is it that you do to help you identify?
I follow my my thoughts. I don't know. I just let my, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Take a moment. You all right?
I think, yes, I think I thought, I let my thoughts speak aloud. And I really do believe in the universe. And if something is meant to you, it will come to you. And if it's not, it will not, no matter what you do.
Right.
So if I do have a thought, I go for it. And if it's meant to be, it will take me to where I want to go. And I see it and I find it. But then again, like you were saying, we do have blockages that are coming from our childhood. And I've taught myself talking to myself, talking to my inner child and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's okay. Yes, it's scary, but you can do it.
Yes.
So
Yes. That
yeah,
is awesome. So you do a free
Yeah.
flow. You're good with a free flow.
yeah.
Ashley, what do you do to help you identify?
I feel like when my life is chaotic and disorganized and there's no routine or structure, that's when like I feel very like uh, yeah. Here, wipe it off. That is all the way gross.
That is all the way.
Sorry. He just brought me a handful of grossness. But anyway, where did you find that? What did you do? You shit, didn't you? You took a shit?
That's recorded.
Man,
Go
I'm
ahead and
sorry,
pause your
Danielle.
mic and your mic.
I'm trying to potty train, so I let him run around without a diaper, and he has a handful of poop to bring to me. I didn't know what it was. He must
You
have
know
taken
what?
poop
This is
somewhere and
motherhood
brought
at
it
its
to me.
best, right here, recorded on the Art
Yep.
of Learning Self-Love.
I'm so
Today,
sorry, guys.
yeah, you're great, Ashley.
Oh,
No, this is
mercy. All right.
reality.
Tell me
This
who
is
you did it.
real in our lives every day. And
Sorry.
people hide this part of who we really are. And we should, it's just life experience, hun, and it's living out loud already. And that's what we all should be doing anyways, is just living our life and living it out loud and not being ashamed of the fact that we have a moment every now and then that we go,
I have no
really?
idea
This is what I
being
got to deal
recorded.
with? I mean, that's just really part of the identifying anyways, right there. Your life right now has so much chaos because you got 4 little ones controlling every aspect of your life at every moment.
Yes, and back to what I was saying is, I think basically I learned that if I keep my house like where I know where like the tissues are, I know where there's a place for everything in my house. There has to be, because I have dealt with a lot of trauma. I have dealt with a lot from my past, my childhood, my present, everything. Like Darla's watched me go through hell, period. It took a long time for me to be okay, a long, long time. And I feel like I've learned to identify that if I keep like my pantry when it's time to grocery shop, and I, kind of like what they do at the store, you kind of like swipe it all out and in my refrigerators, and I have my laundry put in drawers and my paperwork in a drawer, that kind of keeps me centered to where like I know where my keys are, I know where this is, because if I lose things or everything's just being cluttered in the pantries and in the fridge, then I can't find nothing, and it makes my mental and my life a lot harder, and it's hard to like decipher who I am. It's hard to like be the best me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But when life is chaotic and everything's out of sorts, so are we. If we
Yeah.
have our organization, we know where everything's going to be, everything has its proper home. How much more settled are we if we already know that it's set up, it's already prepped, it's ready to go? When we have that sense of already knowing it's already ready already,
Hmm.
it's already ready already. That's funny. When we know that,
And
then we can literally just begin each day stepping right into what we need to do. What is that?
yeah, I have books like the books that you've sent me close by. Journaling, sometimes just making a list of things, and calendar books that says she believes she could, so she did. Affirmation stuff, everything that I've learned from you and my therapist, Angie. Two people in my life have brought me and God where I'm at today. Before I would sleep for days at a time and just I was so lost and broken. I cried all the time. I'm learning myself now. I think the biggest thing for me is like I'm about to finish my GED and I want to start a career, but like I don't want to invest my time because my time is very precious because I have kids. I want to, invest my time into something that I'm going to be like so head over heels in love with by the time my kids are grown. And I just don't know so much about myself to like fully make a decision, which is a little overwhelming.
But no, that is awesome, Ashley, because right there, what you're saying is for you to get out of the chaotic crazy, it's coming into your structure
Right.
and being at the basics because you're just coming out of your traumas. What you needed was the basics and how to get to how do I even organize my life, let alone my world? How do I organize the thoughts in my head
Right.
so that I can function outside of me? Because of the
Right,
trauma
exactly.
experience, it literally shattered and caused a chaos, a fracture within the mind. And the mind was really out of sorts because it got broken.
Right.
And what we've been doing is taking little pieces of you and bringing it back and finding out what's serving you, what's doing good for you, and what wasn't. So
Yeah.
now we can separate the things that we don't and create and build the new Ashley from the
Right.
remnants of what happened. And
Yeah.
finding who you are today is what you're in the process of doing. And
Exactly.
remaining patient with yourself in this process is important because we don't
Yeah, I'm
just
definitely realizing that.
and make it happen overnight. It took a long time for us to break. So once we broke, now how it's going to take a little while to put us back together. When we fall down, how do we
Right.
get back up? And that's where identifying comes in. That's why that is so important. But having a passion is what gives us the purpose so that we get up every day and fuels our fire within. So we want to engage in each day. So, what is it for you, Ashley, each morning when you rise? What is it that gives you life and makes you want to connect?
I feel like I have to connect. I don't feel like I have a passion to jump out of bed, to be honest. Like I wish I did. And that's what bothers me sometimes. But like I feel like I'll lay there and I'll be like, well, I'm not gonna put this laundry getting done off another day. I gotta get up, I gotta get stuff done. I'm just trying to be patient with myself right now. Like I'm happier than I ever been in my whole life, like for real. And I've gained weight and
We all do. That's a
and
yo-yo
I'm
effect
alone,
right there.
smoking, drinking, and having sex. It's just solo dolo me with a bun in my hair. You know what I'm saying? But I am so happy with life and I'm just trying to be patient. I wish I could jump out of bed and be like, I'm getting ready to start something that makes me like go woohoo. But I haven't reached that level yet.
You're in your process to that level. And you're good with
But
your
I do choose to
process.
wake up happy.
Well, happiness is just like love. It's an inside job.
Yeah, I
And
wake
it
up and
really
I
comes to a choice.
did you puke? Oh, he threw up.
Ashley, you were really
Sorry.
having a day.
Yeah, I went to the hospital last night. He has the flu. Come on, Bubba. So
Bye.
I don't know. I guess when I wake up, I think to myself, like, if I get this done,
Hey, Catherine.
imagine how wonderful it's gonna feel at night getting the kids tucked into bed and the energy in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of gives me like a spark up my butt, I guess you could say. Sorry, guys.
You are fine. Just be you, Ashley. Don't apologize. Just be your authentic self. We love you.
Okay, cool. All right,
Hey,
I gotta give him
Catherine.
some medicine. I'm gonna mute myself.
Hi. Go ahead and mute your mic. Perfect. Catherine, welcome. Can't hear you. Wait, there you are.
Oh wait,
I
you
got
hear
you
me?
now. Yes.
Hi.
Hi. What we're talking about today is our passion and what fuels our passion. We've also talked about identifying what it is in life and how we use our process for identifying. So there's a couple little things that are going on. Steph, go ahead. I knew you wanted to say something.
Uh,
Who-
no, I mean, for me, I guess it's gratitude. It is gratitude to be grateful for every little thing that I have in life, whatever I have accomplished so far, and whatever I haven't, because, whatever I haven't is a learning curve for me. It's not a failure. It's just a learning curve. So yeah, it's being grateful in general.
Awesome. I think that is one of the things that keeps us propelling forward. I think that is the real, like the recipe when we're putting together the perfect recipe. If we don't have gratitude in our hearts, we're not going to get there. You have to be able to be grateful for the little things along the way, and then the big things will show up. I think gratitude is one of the major keys to what we do every day. So, Catherine, what is a passion to you?
I like helping people. I mean, I'm like one of those people that everyone just comes to with their problems and they always want my advice, and I really like love being that, So I think for me, like, I'm always trying to make sure that my ego isn't in that, that I'm not getting like a big head off of like, ooh, look at me, Captain Save-A-Ho. You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
like to make, just I always try to make sure I'm coming from like the right intention, and but I really love that, and I think I'm still trying to figure out like, you know, I don't know, like I told you, like my son's 3 and trying to like figure out like how to define myself as far as like mom, girlfriend, me, like trying to find that balance and juggling all of that is just seems like that's where I'm at. And I never feel like there's like enough hours in the day to just like, I need that moment to just sit down and be like, okay, what do I want to do? And but I never know, like my whole life, like people are like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. What does that mean?
But that's okay. That's just where you're at right now. You haven't
Yeah,
had a moment yet that made you go, aha. That
exactly.
is what it fuels my fire. That's
Well,
what gets me up every day.
for me, it's like when I was in my 20s, I'm like, okay, I'm going to join the army. I joined the army. I was gung ho. I always lose like the momentum or the steam behind things, because then I was like, I'm not into this. Like I loved the camaraderie of it. I loved the discipline it taught me, and showing me like how much stress I can operate under. I loved all that aspect. And then there was, but then there was like the bad side of it where I knew we were the bad guys. Like I knew we were the ones attacking Afghanistan, and not because we were going in to liberate people. Like I just felt it. Like I could tell God was like protecting me. I didn't want to see that. I knew then, I remember I'm like, I can't kill somebody. Like my sergeant wanted to know, like, are you gonna have my back? And I'm like, I can't promise that. Like, I don't feel like I could kill another human being. Like, I'm being honest about that. And I'm like, I don't know how I'd be in that situation, but every cell in my body was like, didn't want to do it. And at the last minute, my company, like only a platoon of my company got deployed and I wasn't in it. And then shortly after that, it was like my time was up and I got out. And then I wanted to be a photographer because I loved, showing people what I saw. But then I lost that momentum. So I always just seem to like lose.
So my question there, because that's really an area that I would like to work with you on, in that, in your life, how many times have others let you down and failed in the follow through for you?
All the time. All the time. I
So
mean,
this is an area that
everybody
you
wants
can,
something from me, but the moment I need, like a hug or something, it's like everybody's like, oh my God, she's falling apart. Like, it's like they freak out. And I'm like, damn, people, like, I'm human. Like, I need a hug too once in a while.
yes, we all do. We all
I
do.
mean, even like, I don't know. It's like, I don't want other people to be triggered by like the negative things that are happening in my life, but like, I don't know. I just always feel like everybody wants me, but when I need people, they're like, oh, it's too much, And then I'm like, okay, like, hold on, Kat, we can do this. We've done this before. But, I think that's very common with, an empath, and then trying to just realize like, it was funny because I had this moment where I was sitting there and it was like I saw the separation of how much I internalized everyone else's hurt and pain, and how most of the time, like, I'm having these emotions and then it was like, these aren't even mine, you
Right.
know? They weren't
Being
mine.
empathic, that happens. That
And
really does happen.
I'd never seen that before. Like, I just always feel like I'm trying to slough off this wet, hot blanket, like, and then, but it was almost like it was like I split apart from it and I could see like the separation, and it was like could feel all these emotions, but I could see they weren't mine. And
I'm glad
that
that you were able to actually get the aerial view on that and actually see that. You were able to step yourself out of your own box and look in and go, okay. So like, let's
right,
just like look at the box of life and what's happening. What is really mine? That was one of
exactly.
the major tools and keys that I used for my own healing right there, was I had to finally, instead of living in it, clothing myself in it, being all of it, I had to step out of it and go, "Now, what is even mine?"
Yeah, there's so
So
much
that's how
that's
I
not
felt.
mine.
Like my hands were over my head. I was like going to protect myself from everything and what was happening. And when I stepped out and looked back in, I was able to separate myself from each one of those things and go, oh, okay, well, this I don't even need to worry about anymore because that's not even mine. And then I could start identifying each little thing that I did need to work on.
Yeah, and I think
Really
that's
taking
why
yourself
I'm
back
just
is awesome. I'm glad you pointed that out.
and I think that's kind of what like vibe I'm in right now, is trying to figure out like what is mine and what do I want, what do I need, and
That's
So,
how
not
I
really.
feel that. I just
so does
felt everything you
anybody
said,
else have
girl.
does anybody else have anything they'd like to say to Catherine about what you just heard? What did that do for you guys, hearing what her story is
I
right
feel everything she just said. Like, I feel like I would take on everybody's emotions, and then when I would need like that time to like be okay myself for my kids, like nobody was there for me, and that's when I had to sit down with Darla. I thank God Darla was brought in my life because I felt like I was going crazy for real. But I was able to get myself to a point where I'm okay now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know where to kind of begin in myself, just like she said.
You
Like I
really
do, but I don't. I
resonated it.
feel like I'm just basically going day by day and just kind of happy that I'm out of that foul ass place that I was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Steph?
And for me, I had to find myself. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's cute. He's so cute.
Say hi, Carla.
Oh, make sure
Um,
he's not nude. I can't have that on the video.
No,
Oh,
you're
yes.
good. I'm sorry.
I'm like, can't do that.
I'm sorry.
So for me, it was more finding myself, because I used to be one that would help everybody, everybody. But then I never had anybody helping me. And I guess I needed to maybe feel something, or feel better within myself by
Yeah.
helping everybody and putting everybody at the front. But then I started finding myself, and I said, well, what does Steph want? What does she like? And that's when I started drawing the line between me and people.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because you're talking about boundaries there.
Yeah.
That was where you realized that others, because you are a giver, that others were overseeding that space and taking more than what you were really willing to give, and
Yes.
learning the boundary of no. The word no itself is so empowering once we begin to apply it to our lives. You know, we can sit and think about the fact that we want to say no. We can go, I really don't even want to participate in this, but oh my gosh, you know what? I know it's going to help them. And we suffer ourselves so many times. But as women, and this isn't, you know, it happens to some men too. I'm not going to say it's just women, because it does happen to some men too, depending on their upbringing. A lot of times, though, for women, we are trained to set everyone else above us and sacrifice ourselves. And constantly meet everybody else's needs, but never once being allowed permission to state what ours are. And I mean, like I said, it does happen with some men too. Yeah, I'm not going to just do this as one gender, because I believe in total unity across the board. Everyone is equal. So it does happen to some men. But I'm going to say on average, when it's really taught because of the passing down of the generations, men were to be the workers, women were to be the caregivers. And because of that, it's still a cycle that every day we get up and we face as women, that we're supposed to take the back seat and give everyone else the front, and everybody else can shine. But who are we? And how often does that literally break our spirit? Right. You know, I want that recognition just as much as I want to give that recognition to someone else. You know, and that's where we can finally stand and say, okay, here's the boundary. If I want to say no, then I need to say no. Right. Regardless of how it makes someone else feel, because of the fact that how they feel is their responsibility, not ours. What they think are their thoughts, and it's not our business. Because each person has their own lens and their own life, and they're going to deal with it only from the level of their own understanding. They're not going to get it from ours, because they didn't live our life. They didn't see the steps that we took. They don't know the underground work that we did to make it where it looks pretty on top. They have no idea what we did to cultivate who we are. Right. Because they weren't there. That process wasn't there. So as we keep going and going forward, the only thing we can do is continue to learn it and share it with another. And as we share it with others, it then begins to spread around the world, and people can make a difference. Each one of us makes a difference as long as we're working on ourselves. And that's where it begins.
I really feel like what's coming to me a lot through meditation and spirit lately is like, what does it mean to be a woman? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to, like, we always say like the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but like, what does that mean, you know? And I think there was a natural like order that got like messed up as far as, you know, like I look at just the programming of men and the programming of women, and you can see it, like you can see it. So then if you take away that programming, what they were so hell bent on suppressing us and suppressing like our divinity and our power, which begs the question, well, then what am I? And what is suppressed in me that's beyond powerful that I don't even recognize or know about myself? And I think that the more that we begin to connect with everyone, and the more that we begin to share our love and give permission to share their love and light, you know, the more we begin to see what that really is about and what that really means. Here you go.
So I'm really glad you brought that up. Being that we have a divine inner child, this is where the hang up is. People think divine masculine, they think that means the man. Others go, oh, divine feminine, that means the woman.
Right.
But for us, we're actually all three. We have the divine feminine, which is our left side. We have our divine masculine, which is our right. The divine feminine comes in and is the thinker, the creator, that sits there and goes, oh, here's my idea. Our masculine steps in and says, oh, I'm the action taker. Let me go forth and make this. So this is so. So now the action's been established, but our inner child, why do you think we get so excited when we do something we love? It's because our inner child is like, oh my gosh, I'm now part of the experience. And now I'm living out this idea that has already been done. And now I'm playing in the field of it all. And it's absolute beauty. But the problem is we've gotten so separated, we don't understand that we're actually all three. That we ourselves are all three. And what I want to do right now is take you all through a breathing technique that I recently learned. If you block off, I want you to go ahead and block off the right nostril, your right nostril. And I want you to breathe in. And before you do it, I want you to hear, because we're going to breathe in, hold our breath, block off the opposite one and breathe out. And then we're going to breathe in, block off, and breathe out. Breathe in, block off, and breathe out. And there's a purpose for this. So I want you to block off the right side and breathe in through the left. Hold and breathe out. Breathe in. Hold and breathe out. Breathe in. Hold and breathe out. Now I want you to breathe in with both nostrils and breathe out. We just now balanced our divine feminine, our divine masculine, and our inner child with that breath work. We're completely balanced.
Could you show me that again?
I will after.
Okay.
Or you can watch the video on YouTube.
That's neat. Where did you learn that one from?
I have actually gotten it from a couple different people that have been teaching this for a little while. And I'm going in right now. I'm getting certified in the Diamond Matrix, self-mastery, the 4 bodies. And I'm going to be certified soon in being able to teach people how to balance all of this. And
cool clothes. You want to wear cool
Ruth
clothes?
Elizabeth is my trainer. She's the one that wrote this book, Diamond Matrix Masters. And literally, this is literally coming into your soul sovereignty, understanding your full power of who you are, and being able to alchemize everything that you want in your world. And that's what I'll be teaching people really soon. But the breath work really helps to align us and bring us back into a balance. How often do you feel when we get out of sorts? I can't hear your mic. Ashley, you need to mute your mic.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was me.
The life of a mom.
It is the life of a mom. That's exactly what it is. You know, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I'm like, I'm a mom. I've been there. I'm like, that don't surprise me none. Yeah, like, and anyone who has children, no, we all just go,
Kidding.
it's all right. We'll just keep on going. She'll be back with us after these messages. She'll return, right? She'll be right back.
You know, my little
I'm
dude, I'm like, just give me
multitasking.
5
I just
minutes.
forgot my mute button.
You're good, girl.
Okay.
Go ahead, Catherine.
It was called Self Mastery, the book again. I was gonna write it down.
Oh yeah. Diamond Matrix Masters, Self Mastery Level 1.
I need a new book to read.
This one is an amazing book to read. Oh my.
Yeah.
She used to be in the vault. She used to be part of Noble Goldman, but she had to branch out and continue and do more work because she's doing a lot more and just didn't have the time to stay because it was just growing rapidly. And so she was I absolutely adored going to her calls every week. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was so sad when she told us she was leaving, and I was like, no. And then I got connected with her anyways, and have started my own training to work with her, you know, because I love what she teaches and it's the truth. You know, that's what I love is when you find something that resonates so true to your core that you're like, oh, that's the truth. Oh my gosh. And then it's the realization of how much knowledge we really have lying dormant within who we are that isn't being tapped into.
I
And
feel like lately I've been floored because as soon as I feel like good and just clear in my head and thoughts, and then it's like all of a sudden they're like, here's some more stuff to work on. No, what do you mean? I have this all figured out.
well,
And
that's
like
when
now
it's time
I'm
to get
finding
more.
that's what I'm finding, like there's like I'm like, oh, I'm healed and I'm enlightened and I'm la la la, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like life's like thunk and I'm like, oh, what's this? What is all this crap that you're making?
Yes.
What do you mean I got more work to do?
You know what? Those guardians are sitting right there watching us going, oh, wait, here's the perfect lesson now. wait, did you see her? Did you see her? No, that's mine. They're standing idly by going, wait, watch this. And then they come up and go, did you learn? Did you get it? I hope you
I
got
like
it
when
this time.
I like whenever like they're funny and and you're just like, I mean, sometimes like I just look at them like, oh, you're funny. And I just crack up laughing. Like I can't, like I just laugh because like I had this vision in meditation. This is the example. And we were all walking into hell, like literally walking into hell. This was the vision, and the angels were like above us, like, no, like trying to block us. And we were like walking into hell, and all of us like in a line, like sheep, just blindly walking in. And I was like, I'm sitting there in this meditation, and they were like laughing, like the angels were like, no, 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 and we weren't doing it. And then all of a sudden they just were like taking us by the head and turning us around. And I was like I don't know why they were showing me like that's what was going on. And I just like died laughing because I mean, I just was crying. I was laughing so hard because they were showing it to me in like such a funny manner of like they were picking
We're
us
just
up
gonna
by the
just
head.
turn you around and keep you going. Just keep on going. But that's awesome though, because you took something that could have been just so broken down, going into hell. I mean, the pits of hell is not fun. We've all been there at some point in our life in some way. Everyone has a story, and every story matters.
Right.
So when we have that and we're looking at going into the pits of hell, what are we going to do next? How do we get and navigate? And the fact that you got a visual like that, I mean, it makes you have to laugh. I mean, really, because you're like, yeah, this is how ignorant we can be when we're going through our situation. We're going to just walk and traipse right on into the pit. Instead, they're going, no, child, come here. Let me turn you around, show you which way to go instead. And we don't even know that they're gently really just redirecting us,
Mm-hmm.
and then we find ourselves in different places and go, how did I even get here? And that's the part I love, is helping people to see that and learn how they got there.
And I
Because
think there's so many people that are so focused on their like evolution and growth and like waking up that they're forgetting to like laugh. And like the other day I was meditating. And like this was another thing that came to me that was funny, because all of a sudden they were like, oh, if you smoke weed, like it helps to prevent COVID or whatever. And I was like, really? And so I don't know why I started like meditating on that, because I was like, and what came to me was like, we had to do something to get y'all to chill out. Like, and they were laughing, like as they were telling me this, they were like, yeah, we inserted that to get y'all to like calm down, because we're so like, and so then like, and they were like, it was like these, I don't know, they're spirits, whatever it is, there's this energy around me, like laughing hysterically, because I was like, really? Like all of a sudden weed is preventing COVID? Like it was a literal article.
there
And
was
so
an article that was about that. I had somebody send it to me. What do you think about this, Darla? And I was like, I don't know. I
yeah, so
haven't
I
done a
like,
study on marijuana. I don't know whether or not that's going to help or not. That's not my area of study. Now, you want to know about art? You want to know about love? I got you covered, but not about that. I'll send you to someone
it
else.
was like it was like, because I sat down in meditation, because I was like, that's such a weird, like this
If I eat
article
the cookie, I'm stuck
jumped
on stupid. Okay. I mean, if I
right.
eat the cookie, I'm stuck on stupid. I'm not getting any further than that. So
And it was almost like they were saying, like, there's certain people that are so caught up in it that are just believing everything, that they were like, like what came to me in spirit was like, we inserted that because some of y'all need to chill. And I was like, what? I mean, but they were like laughing, like, no, it doesn't prevent COVID, but you guys need to calm down.
give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the recording. Steph, if you need to go, I understand, because it's after the hour, just shortly after. And I know you got other stuff to do if you need to go. Did you have anything else you wanted to say in before I close out the recording?
No.
Thank
No.
you for
Thank
showing
you.
up today, and I hope you benefited from this class.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
I'm going to hit the